Similar Podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ali Similar Podcast, episode number 22. We are back. We are back without any further delay. I am Rello, and to the right of me I have
DJ Hypa. What up?
DJ Dane-Ja, we here.
Darren, what's good?
It's Joan. EAZ, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Festive weekend. Weekend.
Man.
Ali Similar Podcast brunch
Still
was
recovering.
definitely a success. My birthday also celebration, which was a big thing. How we feel about it? How we feel about the outcome of the brunch and all that? And how we feel like it went down for us?
I think it was smooth. I know the rain took a little hit, but I still feel.
But wait, before you continue, just want to thank everybody. No, I just want to let's thank everybody that came out to our event.
Luckily, it wasn't Quicks.
That happened. I mean, that happened on September 9th. You know what I'm saying? Just thank the people. But yeah, you can talk to them. No?
Shout out to everybody that came.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody. But like I was saying, I definitely feel it was a nice turnout. A lot of people came out, show love. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Rello on his birthday. I just appreciate the fact that people took the time to even come out, man. Like, a lot of people got the cups. We was giving away the cups. And just to show you, man, sometimes when people that generally support what you're doing or they see your vision, they're gonna support, and you can't force people to support you. They're gonna make time for whatever they want to make time for. So despite the rain and the amount of people that we see that came out and show love, that I was happy about, because we definitely gave them a hell of a good time. So yes, I think we doing the right thing right now.
Short and sweet. Once again, shout out to everybody that pulled up, everybody who have a cup, everybody who does not have a cup. If you need a cup, holla at us, any single one of us on this podcast. We appreciate the subscriptions, the likes, the views, the plays, the shares.
Facts.
Every single thing. It's when I say it's appreciated, I'm going to keep emphasizing, because we really do appreciate it. And just keep in tune and stay tuned.
Yeah.
More to come.
Had a great time. The vibes was definitely in there. So thanks to everyone that came. It was smooth.
Dope.
Definitely good look. Shouts to everybody that came out and supported. Shouts to everybody that came out and support for my birthday, which was also a good thing. Definitely had a good time. You could definitely go to the Ali Similar Podcast Facebook page. We also put some photos up there in case anybody was wondering where them photos would be at. So there's a whole bunch of photos up on there. But it was a definitely good turnout. Hypa and Dane-Ja definitely did their things on the ones and twos.
Appreciate it.
Which
It's
definitely
fun.
enhanced the vibe.
It's fun.
Shouts to everybody that came out for their birthday. Shouts to Breeze. Came out and showed some love, definitely. But, yeah, definitely a good event, especially it being our first event. So kudos to us for that. But I definitely had a good time.
I told you.
Oh, I ain't going around.
I mean, we wasn't, but we started some fucking.
As well.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't expect to have that much fun. I haven't had fun like that in a minute. Just positive vibes, and everybody was on some chill shit.
It's real when June come out, son.
Yo, bro.
Yo,
Anytime this man June is drinking, stay away from him. This nigga was trying to give us shots. The size, when you look at the YouTube video, he was giving niggas shots. The size of this motherfucking cup, and talk about, oh no, you can't handle it. Nigga can't handle it.
Throw him under the bus. Throw him under the bus.
Nah, niggas always felt like they could drink.
He had the
the
Henny
spout.
joint talk about, say,
If you don't buy no drinks at the bar.
I caught myself. I caught myself. I ain't gonna lie. When you said that shit, I was like, I had to think about it real fast. I'm like, oh, why did I say that?
Nigga said, yo, wait, open your mouth. No, who said that?
June, he was like, yo, bro, open your mouth.
Pause.
Say,
Nah, I fucked up. You caught
Bug
me
it out,
slipping.
boy.
I was slipping.
It's cool, though, man.
I was saucy,
Everybody
though.
was in their bag, boy.
I was saucy.
It was fun, though.
Nah,
Yo,
shouts to Ease, though. I've never seen a man get. Yo, you was really taking it on the dance floor, bro.
I never seen a man climb in a DJ booth like 5 times.
Hey, yo, B, you know what I'm saying? I be thinking I be thinking I'm nice, right? You know what I'm saying? I had a good time, though,
Good
man.
vibes,
Chilling
good
with the
vibes.
bros, you know what I'm saying? Then let it rain, cleared out, then the toe op. I still got a little bit of, you know what I'm saying? I can still do a little shep. But you know what I mean? I had a good time, though. Like, all jokes aside, this shit was so fun, man. And it was so dope because, like, everybody was in tune with everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
everybody wanted to take pictures with the cups and all that. They was like, "Oh yeah, you that one from the episode when y'all was arguing about that." They always remember the arguments. We got to argue.
No,
about that, I guess.
it's true story because when my cousins came, my wife's cousin. Yo, they was really hitting me up because I was actually parking. They was like, "Yo, I just met Darren." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Okay, heard you." You know what I mean? And they was like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "I'm parking, chill." He's like, "Yeah, we sitting with Darren." And Danger's here playing. I'm like,
Darren's a star, boy.
That's it, boy.
They was mad cool though. 'Cause she was pointing out. She was like, "Yo, Juke always got something to say."
Word. Stay cooking,
Damn,
Juice.
son. It's all right, son.
Just a fact.
But it was love though, man. It was real love.
It was
Love,
dope,
love,
though.
love.
You definitely felt the energy in the building,
Facts.
though, man.
Definitely.
And yo, shout out to y'all, man. Y'all kept the crowd moving, boy.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I
man.
went off.
For real.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, so for your DJ and selective needs, you know, you can always Hypa,
Yes,
holla Hypa, Dane-Ja. You know, they won't let the party down for sure. They
DJ
keep the
Ease.
movement. On the ones and twos, but definitely good time. Once again, kudos out to us. Yo, shouts to my nigga Pat. Came through. He don't come through all the time. Show love. That's
Thanks.
big bro right there. So shouts to Pat for coming out and showing some love as well. But we're gonna keep moving right into this thing, like we always do. First and foremost on the agenda, which has a lot of controversy and a lot of people have been talking about, is the Eminem Kamikaze album. A lot of people have different views on it. I know we got a bunch of views on it. How we guys felt about this album and the project, and you know what it was about, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, start off with this nigga.
Oh, really? Listen, man, I'm sorry. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Eminem, but the way I feel about like his not style of music, but like the way he's been putting his presence in the game is kind of the same as everybody. Like, out of how many albums that he made, although I still put him like on my top 3, top 5, whatever the case may be. If you want to be technical, I only really like a handful of his albums, like 3 albums. And to be exact, we spoke about it yesterday. It's going to be the new one that just came out, Kamikaze. I think it's fire. Eminem Show, and the greatest album of all time. I'm making that disclaimer now to the world. That's my favorite album of all time, not from Eminem. From any album since the genre of music has came out, that's my favorite album. But my opinion on Eminem album, I feel like there's a couple of things that he did that works in his favor, and there's a lot of things that I felt like he didn't need to do. And I mean, like, trying to prove that he could still rap. The guy Eminem. Nobody ever doubted that Eminem could rap, but fortunately, he felt like he still needed to do that. But
yeah, he put out that Revival
I'm
album.
not even mad that he did that because I enjoy the fuck out of it. Name the flow, he was doing it. I like it. Out of 13 songs on his album, I like about 8, 9. So
I'm not even gonna hold you. I never thought that I would hear Eminem body a trap beat, and when he went off on that Not Alike, I was like, Jesus Christ!
This is why.
This is my favorite track on there.
I feel like this album was like a reminder. Like, yo, I'm still nice, but that goes back to me saying what I just said. I don't feel like he needed to do that because nobody ever doubted his skills. But overall, I think that album is fire, man. So this is fire.
I think for me, listening to the album, like you just said, listening to Marshall Mathers. What year that Marshall Mathers came out?
2001
It's like listening to him. You can even tell too, like,
or 2000.
you could tell too, you know, based on the way the album was produced, even with his beats, with the style, with his flow, you could just tell, like, you know, he had to keep up with the trend. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
He felt he needed to do that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I kind of feel he needed to do it too.
Yeah, because I feel like they were saying what his last album was a kind of popish, because I know he had a track with Rihanna, something like that.
Nah,
It's kind of trash, actually.
What?
Which one?
Revival.
It is trash.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's the last album.
Yeah.
That's the one he came out with like 2 months, 3 months ago.
So I guess, like, compared to, you know, his last joint, and like Dane-Ja just said, it's like he I guess he had to prove himself. But me personally, listening to the old Eminem and listening to him now, it's like, I feel like for me, I feel like it's kind of not him, but I could understand why he went that way, because especially with all these times, you know, they've been calling his name and now he's finally like replying and responding. I just felt like he did it. He didn't. I feel like the way he made the album, it's like I'm gonna just make an album just to show people. But I don't get that vibe. Like he wanted to make the album. I feel like he kind of was forced to make the album. But I really like the album. But I just feel like listening to the old Eminem and listening to him now, it's like, because I know what he normally raps about. So listening to him now, it's like, oh, you know, it's kind of like, that's not you. But
that album was a do-over album.
But I understand. I totally understand. But I'm just giving my
it wasn't from the art perspective. Of
like I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
It was like, oh, you guys think I'm whack, or you guys think I fell off.
How would you expect him to like make an album? Because if he made any kind of sound, his sound that he had when he was popping, it would get saturated. That's what he's been doing, and that's why it didn't work.
But that's why I'm saying I feel like because he had to keep up with the trend, I feel like it's. I think he had to do that. But I'm just saying, compared to when you even listening to Eminem show, some of the tracks he got on there, like he's rapping and he's giving you bars. But it's like this one was more like on a trappy side.
I guess you're not used to it, so you ain't.
Right. But I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I never thought I'd be hearing him in that type of aspect.
What other song is trappy other than the shit he got with Royce?
The shit
Jordan Lucas is
trappy too.
It is?
Yeah, of course. You can hear that.
I don't
you
see
definitely
it,
hear that. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that was my take on it. But like Dane-Ja said, out of the 13 tracks, I like about 8 too.
I never heard of somebody body a trap record like that though.
The nigga is great. I mean, well, the Wigger is great, man.
Nah, don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Niggas in Paris is a trap beat.
What are you talking about?
You said you never heard nobody body a trap beat.
What are you talking about?
No, body a trap beat like that. Like that was
Like with
like fully lyrical. Like fully lyrical. Like that shit was crazy.
All right. I don't know if we was going to order or not.
No. Go ahead. All continues.
So I feel like the album was pretty good. I feel like he actually wasn't trying to prove himself to nobody but himself. I don't think he cares like about what other people think.
That's bullshit.
I feel like he
called a lot
exactly
of
what
names,
June
though,
said. I
bro.
feel like he specifically he went, oh, you think I'm whack? Because even on the skits, it got Rosenberg saying, why are you doing this? Like that means you're going to talk anytime somebody says something bad about your album. That means you have to put out another album to respond to those critics.
He went for everybody, bro. He went for everybody.
Everybody.
Like,
even people
I'm
that don't
saying,
rap.
Like, from me, like, yeah, he could do that because he know people going to automatically take that, whether he put that skit out or not.
He literally put
was gonna
Charlemagne in his raps, like, because of what Charlemagne said. So
He even put Buckshot in it, bro. Buckshot don't even rap anymore. Like,
I mean, he didn't really address a lot of issues that he had with people in years. So, like, I guess he wanted to
Joe
get
Buttons,
everybody.
he talked about
that's
too.
basically like he came for everybody. So he had
Because I don't think he wanted to like prove to them like he still got it. I think he just was like, all right, I ain't say nothing about you niggas. So now I'm gonna let y'all air y'all out and then.
But I feel
that was the whole agenda of the damn album. Because hence Kamikaze. Kamikaze means he's coming for everybody.
So let me ask y'all something. Out of all the people that he responded to, or the people that actually called him out, who do you think probably pushed his button for him to make this album?
Joe Budden.
Nah, I think it's everything.
That's a good question. I never even thought about that.
I think it's everything.
Because why he replied like after all these years? So I feel like something must have said to kind of stem him.
I feel like it's an accumulation of everything that's been going on for the years, and he had no response. Like the back-to-back flop albums, people talking about him, and then he's not saying anything. So it's like all of that stacked up on top of each other. He's like, you know what? All right, enough is enough.
I think Joe Budden
Enough is
because
enough.
he felt like he
Time to
had
come back for heads.
I think Joe Budden because he felt like he helped him. Him feel like he helped Joe Buttons by signing him to Slaughterhouse. Because if that wouldn't happen, like, would there be a hammer dance? You know what I'm saying? Even though they had the song before, but would people care to listen to it if it was just them? Because I don't think they would have got that much attention if it was just them.
Nah, they had a following before.
They had a following, but that Eminem push is different, bro.
Yeah, but he didn't do nothing for them though.
He signed them, and people heard Eminem sign them, so that was enough. A cosign is real big when it comes from Eminem.
I guess the cosign, but when we talk about the music and everything like that, well, I don't know.
I might have to agree with June.
There you go. There it goes for you guys.
What's your take on it?
I honestly, I mean, the album is okay to me, but I don't like it that much.
Me too.
I'm not going to like fabricate it. To me, I feel like it was a you know, like how a little bit about what Dane-Ja was saying, how everybody was like saying his last album was trash, and factually it was. So he kind of felt like he had to come back with something, you know,
Do over.
to kind of do over and let people know that, you know, I mean, he's still on his shit, but the album is good. I'm not gonna shit on it, but I mean, I don't see myself listening to it multiple times.
I never had. That's another thing with Eminem albums. I never, after a couple listens, I never really had a full on like, oh, this I'm gonna repeat, because I felt like some of his music is if you in that mood for that music.
I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's emo somewhat.
It was very refreshing to hear Eminem rap the way he rapped on his album.
It was, bro. It really was.
Because I really thought that was it for him. Done deal. Finito. But
And I think that's how he felt too, and that's why he did what he did.
yeah.
He's like, yo, I'm really
That's
getting
why I'm
lost
saying,
in this.
I feel like he's proven it to himself. Like, yeah, he took shots at people, and
I feel like he's proven to himself and
prove
the
it,
people
like,
out there.
okay, yeah, I'm still nice at rapping, but it was more for himself than anybody else. I feel like.
Yeah, self-doubt, I guess.
Self-reflect.
True.
Oh, there it is. We're going to keep this thing moving on. We definitely want to give a big RIP to Mac Miller.
R.I.P.
Which is some
Rest in peace,
breaking
man.
news, which is some real terrible news. Mac Miller died from an overdose. You know, a lot of people talking about how, you know, drugs in this music game right now, especially in the hip-hop community, is being kind of glorified, you know, especially when it comes to these younger rappers, the XXXTentacions and everybody, you know, in around that age group is already, you know, praising the Xannies and the leans and the perks and all this stuff. So it's becoming a big influence, I feel, within the younger community. How you guys feel about that, though? Do you feel like the music itself is becoming too much of a drug influence for these younger kids, and that's why we're getting so much of these kids, you know, getting hooked on drugs and stuff like that?
No, I don't think it's the music that's causing it. I think it's their personal life that's causing it. Like, a lot of people that's that age, they feel like that's what the term getting lit means. Like, the definition of having a good time is doing that. So, like,
But they're putting it in the music, so it is the music. It is their music that's causing it.
But I don't think that's what it is. It's the culture of partying now for their age. Like, their age, that's what partying means.
But how do they get that information?
Exactly. Where to start
They
from?
get the information from the music.
No, they get it from each other, word of mouth. Like,
No,
it
the
ain't
music
like
is
they-
saying
The
Molly
music is
Perkins.
They start to do it after they hear it on the song. You know how
Yes.
it goes.
Nobody's popping perks
but
like that.
Future is our generation. So, like,
it's not even just Future. It's all them little this and little whatever.
Even
can't
some of the
play
veteran
music, man.
even some of the veteran artists are saying it now because it's the cool thing to say. That's why everybody's being affected by
even
it.
people like Meek, Papa Perk, and all that extra stuff like that.
yeah, but I mean, I just feel like if you ain't, I mean, I could hear that and I ain't gonna go pop
You.
perk.
Yeah,
So that's
you're
what I'm saying.
grown
It's
ass
a
man.
personal.
You
But
can
I'm just saying it's
specifically,
personal. It ain't got nothing to do with the music, bro.
Yes.
Like,
It
the
does,
music,
bro.
the music, you let that influence you. That's your
of
choice.
course,
That's the-
like he
that's
said,
the-
I
don't
feel
feel-
like
you know what I'm saying?
our age group, we have the mind to where like, we have our own mind.
Our
But
age group,
it's affecting the children,
our age group was
the
the
sellers.
drug
Yeah, the
dealers.
drug dealers,
and-
yeah.
Marijuana smokers and shit.
Exactly, and now that this age group now, everybody that's coming up on music now is drug users.
Not
You don't
not
feel-
to
These
not
are the
to
dudes that are the stars that's
Yeah.
drug users.
But you don't
you
feel
know what I mean? So, like, how does that work? If you're making the music
Mhm.
and you're doing the drugs, you can't blame the music. You're making it. You get what I mean?
But
But
you know,
everybody
it's a
that's coming
personal-
up off of that music is thinking it's cool to do that. We're not just talking about the people that's taking the. I mean, we're not just talking about the people that's making the music. We're talking about in general the
people who make music listen to
I
music
thought we
too.
were talking about the
Exactly.
artists. I'm not-
That's what I was about to ask you. So you were referring to if, let's say, you making the song, not
But even
you
look-
listen to
even-
somebody else's song. Is
Even
that
the
what you're
young,
saying?
saying?
even
I
the young
feel
and
like-
little dudes, you don't feel like young and whoever, like all those little youngs
All
and
the
all
little
that.
Pump
But
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
you don't feel like younger people is easily influenced more than
Nah,
like, a
I ain't
regular
saying they're
person?
not. I'm just saying, like, it's a personal issue with that individual. So, like,
all,
Just
all
because you hear-
all those individuals because
Yeah.
it's a lot of them. Son.
yeah, it's your choice. It's your personal choice. Like, I'm not going to hear "Go kill your mother" and "Go kill my mother." You know what I'm saying? It's a choice that
it's the
person
record
makes.
labels, it's the artists. It's,
Yeah, we can do that all
it's
day.
all
They
that.
was doing that with Tupac and Biggie and all
Yes.
that. Like, I don't agree with that. I don't think it's the music. I think what it is
So
is
you
the
don't-
person that
you don't feel back in the days when we heard gangster rap and gangster music. Like, you don't feel like that got a.
I was gangster for 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and then after that, I didn't go out and try to rob nobody.
Right. But that's you though. You got to think about it. You got to.
It's everybody's perspective. There's so many different perspectives that look at the music, and then look up to that stuff. Like, my little nephew be listening to the music. Luckily, hopefully, I hope he don't start wanting to try none of that stuff. But he listen to all that stuff. I'll be like, what is this shit?
I mean, what's more? I don't know, man. I just don't think the music is the sole, like, the blame for this epidemic of opioid abuse, because you could break your arm and get hooked on perks.
Nah, that's the truth. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, it depends.
But people do get influenced by certain messages.
What about
they hear? Because it could be a positive message, it could be a negative.
Since
you listen to some songs, not my bad thing.
No, you good. I was cutting you off.
But I was saying, like, a message could really, really capture somebody's attention where they can kind of, like, you know, either, what's the word I'm looking for? They could
get influenced by it.
Yeah, or even consider or look into. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So message is very strong for certain people. So I'm gonna have to agree with.
I be hearing like younger artists saying, "Yo, I looked up to Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi had like a drug addiction, so they might have looked up to Kid Cudi and took and used some of that drugs just off of his drug addiction when he was making that type of music.
And they felt like they probably had almost the same issues that he was going through too. So they trying to look at it like, damn, what did he go through to cope with it? Oh, he used drugs? All right, cool. Let me use this too.
So do y'all think that they were saying like they partially blame Ariana?
What? I don't know.
They did say that, but I don't want to talk about it.
I know. I'm asking. I'm just asking. Like, do you guys really
because
feel
of the heartbreak and everything?
Yeah.
Like
Do you
that.
feel that might be the case?
And I don't know how true this is, but they said that Karen Civil is the one that found him like that. I guess she was his manager.
I don't want to backtrack too much, but even though I listened to the album a lot, so I know a lot of things that he said. Eminem, he was like, so I guess he's responsible for all these addicts. Because remember, he was like the first artist to like not make it cool, but to like not be afraid to talk about like, I pop pills. This is what I do to cope with whatever I got going on, or this is what I do for a living. I mean, not for a living. That's what I do all my life. And who knows? Maybe it could have stemmed from. That's where it goes back to. Yeah, these kids are being influenced by the music, bro. Because before the music, where are you finding out to take a pill and that's or drink whatever that lean, whatever? Where you finding out that information to where it's a thing? Where it's easily influenced from the music. All you gotta do is
before that, people were sniffing glue. They're gonna get high off of whatever. Like getting high. Nobody rapped about sniffing glue. But it's just a thing that people catch on to. Like, it's just organic. You know what I'm saying? People bored. If you live in the sticks, and you know what I'm saying?
That's a good one, right? Like wait. Like sniff glue?
Shrooms and all that shit. Who
but you
thought
don't
of
think,
eating...
You don't think the culture, like the people get influenced by the culture? You don't feel that?
No, I do feel like that.
So music is a big part of the culture. You don't think
music is a big part of it, but I'm saying like I don't think that it's fair to say that music is causing this.
I don't think it's the all. Yeah, I don't
think
it's
not all, but it's a large percentage.
It's crazy,
very large.
A lot of these people have preconditions that they were already on prescription medicine. All they doing is mixing the shit now with other prescription medicine.
I think we also forgot, aside from the music, we have to bring up social media.
Yeah.
Social media, too.
It became cool to do that shit on camera now. Like, film me die. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to take all these pills and drink this
and you
lean.
see the purple, that's the lean, right? The purple with the dirty Sprite.
Yeah. And then, now, who's to blame for that? Facebook?
Yo, you know
Instagram?
this?
That's a Houston,
so like,
that's a Houston, Texas. That's a Texan thing.
Can I admit that, I don't know if y'all can relate, but this whole lean and all these pill popping, I'm late to this party, bro. I didn't know this was a thing.
I didn't show up to the party.
It's a young nigga.
You know what I mean? It really is, bro.
Lean is not. I knew about lean from when I was like 16.
Now.
I didn't know about none of that, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I know that, but I'm just saying
syrup.
now, like it's more popular. Like now, it's really a young nigga.
I rarely get sick. I went to CVS like I think it was last year. And I was trying to just get like some Robitussin. They were like, "Can I have ID?"
Yeah.
I'm like, I need ID just for medicine. He's like, "I need to see an ID." And I'm like, "Yo, it's real out. It's a real thing out here.
People will rob a pharmacy, bro.
Yeah.
It's a real. These niggas is really like
not for the money.
These niggas is really getting high off of medicine, bro.
Yeah.
That shit sounds absurd, but you know we're adults. That's how we feel. The kids is like, nigga, if you ain't doing that, you ain't cool.
I'm lit.
You ain't lit.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm hella late.
I'm late. So I said I'm late to that party, but I'm not coming back to this party.
That's why I'm saying, like, it's a whole different dynamic now.
Oh, yeah.
Our version of partying is different, bro. Get a girl number, listen to music. You know what I'm saying?
Furthest I'm going,
Do
my
your
ass is
thing.
going to smoking some weed. That's about it.
Now it's like partying is like we don't need no chicks here. We could just all just pop Molly and then drink lean. And
Right now, peer pressure, the music, the influence, the word of mouth, it's a combination of all. You can't pinpoint and say this is the cause. I mean, we could try to find the root, but it's still going to be like more than one root too. Kind of the same thing if you think about it.
True.
because I feel like what Rel said, word of mouth. That's what I mentioned earlier. But there's other genres of music that also was promoting that shit. Like rock and roll definitely promote that.
Kurt Cobain.
I'm pretty sure they
saying?
still do that currently.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So like I feel like you go to college, bro, you get exposed to everything. So some music, your music that you listening, you probably they not probably rapping about that or talking about that the artist you're into.
Mhm.
But somebody could be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Take this. It'll help you stay up and take this Adderall. You'll focus more in class. Like, it's very easy for one thing to lead to 5 different other drugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can y'all ever remember a moment, like, especially for y'all coming up, that y'all felt like y'all was peer pressured or whatever into doing something that you normally wouldn't have done?
And I would say, what in our generation, for me, it was more like smoking cigarettes, which was like
You succumbed to that? You smoked a cigarette because people peer pressured you to it?
back in high school, junior high school.
Oh, you smoked a cigarette? I didn't know.
I didn't, no. I didn't say I smoked a cigarette. They pressured me to try to smoke a cigarette.
I did inhale.
But I never smoked a cigarette. But I'll tell you one story,
Don't worry,
though.
bro. You ain't gonna get in trouble.
No. Let me tell you a true story. My uncle smoked a cigarette, so he said, "Go throw that away." So I was like, "Let me go see what this is about." So I act like I was gonna throw it away, and I was like, "Yeah, let me just take a." I almost fucking choked, bro. And I was like, "Never again." So this just curiosity.
Cigarettes is fucking disgusting.
But aside from,
I smoked it like twice. Never again. I'm good.
Never mind.
Yeah, I think that was like the only time I think I really been like peer pressured to really like try to do something because they think it's cool, so they want me to try it. Was like when I was in like maybe 6th or 7th grade.
Nah, but the question was, have you ever succumbed? Like, have you ever did something because of peer pressure?
I can't even think of one. So I'm not saying, I'm not gonna say no, but it's really hard for me to really
think about it.
Like remember, right?
Yeah, so I can't.
The only thing I think I remember being peer pressured to do is like to see if I could try to bag this girl. I'll never forget that shit. I'll never forget that shit. Because I'm not going to
pressure you to bag a girl.
I was timid and shy once upon a time, so it was hard.
But I think that's all of us that probably go through that.
That's
when I was
a
young.
very similar story. Yeah.
Talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So these niggas tried to. Well, they didn't try it. It was actually a bet. It was like, yo, I bet you can't bag this girl.
The wood.
And I wasn't even attracted to her
I'll give
like
you
that.
$1 to grab her booty.
Bruh. Sweating bullets, heart racing, anxiety. And I end up bagging her, but the thing is like, now she my shorty. Now I'm saying, I didn't want this. Now I'm stuck with her. This shit is crazy. So I'm like, damn. And it lasted for like 6-7 months. Shit was wild, annoying, son. I'm like, yo, you was only a fucking bet. Like, oh my, leave me alone.
Never doing that again.
Never again. But that's the only peer pressure I remember.
That's funny.
I don't remember it.
That's funny.
Junior,
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't ever like succumb to peer pressure.
I know how I came to succumb to peer pressure.
Huh?
And the way I succumbed to peer pressure was very... It was funny, but it's weird in the same way.
What?
Because when I was growing up, I was young, and even though I started having sex at a young age, and all my friends, like I grew up in Shadyville or whatever. So, but all my friends were like older than me. Like I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any friends that was like younger than me. All my friends was like, I'm 13. All my friends like high school sophomores and juniors and shit. And I was always that little nigga growing up, like, yo, eating pussy was not something that you do. I'm like, I ain't eating pussy.
Yeah, I'm out the
you
thing.
know what I'm saying? Like, that's disgusting. Ew, niggas, I ain't. Me and junior high and going into high school, I ain't no pussy. That's disgusting. And, growing up with these older niggas, like, get the fuck out of here, nigga.
You don't know what you missing, boy.
Yeah, pussy. So, eventually that shit just succumbed and just got to me. And then
Curiosity, right?
Curiosity and all that shit. And from here, these niggas talk, it just made me end up doing it one day. So that's something that, you know what I'm saying, that I will always remember. Growing up with older niggas introducing you to shit that you like.
You wasn't ready for it.
Wasn't really ready. I'm still that nigga in the party when the DJ's like, yo, but no man for eating pussy and shit. Now I ate pussy, I gotta be like, you know, I kinda did, I ain't gonna hold you. But you know what I'm saying, that was something that you experienced growing up with older niggas, since I ain't really have no young friends and shit like that.
Yeah, at least you keeping it real. Some niggas like, no, it's right there. Bruh.
That nigga didn't admit that to us until we got older.
That's a fact.
He didn't admit that
You gotta hold that down till it's comfortable and shit.
Until more than one nigga in the crew already.
That nigga bro waited till everybody admitted to it. All right, yeah, I did.
I ate pussy like 8 years ago.
Don't feel no way.
Yeah, I've been eating
You see how they used to shun that once upon a time? Now niggas is eating butt mad regular now. Shit crazy, bro.
All right, we're going to pause.
Oh, nigga, you pausing that?
I'm just saying.
They got a lot of ass eaters around here.
Ass eaters.
Jesus Christ.
Right, Darren.
Who used this microphone last week?
Whoever eat butt at the table, I'm gonna start put your name on the mic. Pause.
Took a whiff. Sheesh.
Let me see. My pressure moment came from a female, of course. Females can always pressure you to do shit, bro.
Of course. That's the number one source of peer pressure.
So,
That's a fact.
and y'all probably going to laugh at this, but y'all already know I don't drink at all. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But when I first had my first drink, I was 22 years old. First ever. You know what I'm saying? And I got pressured by a female, and I was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I'll take a little bit. I'm trying to be the man or whatever. Now, when you get your first drink, it shouldn't be nothing crazy. And it was like Patron. You know what I'm saying? Like my first ever drink. No mix, straight shot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I did that. Whatever. I'm like,
Off the first shot?
yo, bro.
I wouldn't go with the first shot, but
How old were
I
you?
remember back in the day,
22.
we used to be drinking like.
That's the first time you
That's
took
the first time I ever took.
Nigga, that's what he said. I think my first time I was I drank was like 18, 19.
Yeah, I think I was
late too.
Damn, I'm bad.
Late?
Let me guess, you drinking when you was
Nigga,
like
you
14,
Haitian.
15?
I was like 15. Yeah, I never went to like cup parties in junior high school.
Yeah, but we wasn't drinking.
Yeah,
it was more so like.
it was more dry humping.
Yeah, it was that. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Or real humping, but yeah.
Real humping.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
I got you. But that was one of my things that I got pressured into. And actually, my first time I was pressured. I wasn't ready at all because as a dude, when you losing your virginity, you nervous because you like, I want it, but then I'm like,
She pressured you to have sex with her? Like, I'm just
yeah.
She raped you, bro.
So then she raped you, bro.
That's not
It wasn't rape.
That's
It wasn't
not
rape.
funny.
Me too, man.
Yeah,
Me
Me
too.
Too movement. Come on,
Me Too
man.
movement.
I feel away now. Nah, but
Don't Terry Crews.
I'm about to say, okay, Mr. Cruz.
Fuck.
Nah, but it wasn't rape though. But I felt pressure because I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
how do we start this?
Did
Like,
she know you was a virgin?
Nah, I lied.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. Though. I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of niggas be front like, yeah, I did this before.
I lied.
That's like
I
J.
thought I had
That's
a
like
pro.
J. Cole
He was
record.
like, what do we do?
Bro, I was just like,
I don't want to segue too far from your topic, but back to that rape thing, right? Is it how can a woman rape a man if we get erect?
Easy.
Nah, I don't do that.
No,
That's what I'm
easy.
trying to ask, bro. That's what I'm asking.
It's a real question.
Because like
Yeah.
technically, like if I got erect, you did something. No,
Rape could be they tying
Nah,
you up and
but
stick
nigga-
something up your ass. That's rape, bro.
I get
Chicks
that
get
part.
wet when they get raped, bro. Some women's vaginas still get wet.
It's a
wet
natural
when they rap.
reaction. That don't mean you
Damn,
want it.
yeah,
Because
that
if you
don't-
get a just because you imagine a wildebeest come at you, you gonna get erect because you scared. Like it's
Yeah.
a muscle. Like it don't just get erect because you're turned on.
Ugh.
You know what I'm saying? Like you get some.
I would never think I'm gonna get erect.
Yo,
No,
sticking
bro.
with the examples.
I'm for real, bro.
I'm
It's
not getting
plenty of
erect off of that, bro.
It's situations where you get like if you get scared or whatever, you tense up.
I
bro.
don't ever remember like being scared and then my penis got hard.
Nah, think about
You
it.
ever had to use the bathroom?
Yeah.
What if she trying to rape you when you trying to use the bathroom?
How?
Don't you when you go to sleep when you wake
When you're
up?
hard, you
aren't
can't
you
really-
hard? Don't you got more than wood?
Okay,
You're not
that and,
thinking
and,
about-
that makes sense. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Probably 'cause
from
you
I
what-
just said when you gotta use the bathroom.
But how though, bro? I'm taking
That's
a
what
piss.
morning wood is.
Yo.
You're talking about specifically morning.
Bro, that one caught me by surprise. Like you said, women get wet off rape.
Yeah.
That's the first time I ever heard that.
It don't mean that they turned on.
No,
It's
it's
just
more.
a natural.
It's just-
like,
it's
your
just-
body is your body, bro.
Gotta watch some more SVU, bro.
I don't watch that show.
That ain't
man.
my way.
I don't
watch
be
that
wanting
shit. I
to
ain't
wa-
gonna
I
hold
don't
you.
be
That ain't my
wanting to
way.
see these people.
Yeah, it's always about rape. I don't be wanting to hear about too much rape.
I don't want to hear about. I personally don't want to like. There's sick people in the world. So
Yeah.
Oh,
how
that's
they,
a fact.
How they be choosing to kill people and how they be trying to cover it up? I'd be like, Jesus Christ, y'all people are disgusting.
But yeah, I was pressured, and I was like, I'm here now. I can't back out. Like I was trying to find every way. Like, damn, it's too early to say I gotta go home. I could. So I was like, all right, well, let's do it.
Another angle to it also can be from you getting bullied, which is something that causing a lot of kids depression too as well. So that's another angle that we can kind of get into it from that as well. Have you guys ever remember being bullied? Being bullied and that causing you to be depressed or that causing you to be in a certain kind of mind state, anything like that?
Have I ever been bullied before?
Bullied before, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been bullied a lot.
I've been bullied before.
Yes,
I've been bullied too.
bullied a lot, and I think this is why I have more compassion for people who are bullied, because when you're bullied over and over, you tend to become that person. Like, I don't know if it's a Scorpio thing or just me personally, but if you look at the symptoms of like, or victims of people who are being bullied, like you end up not liking the victim because they end up possessing those same traits. It's like, all right, this person wants to hit me or talk to me some kind of way. I'm either gonna do it back to you. I'm gonna take it out on somebody else because like, why I gotta go through this shit? You feel me?
Y'all ever like can't remember certain stuff from like when y'all young?
Of course.
No, like I can't remember too much, but I remember being bullied one time. My mom used to give me the worst advice ever. Like, go tell the teacher. I'm like, that's not going to stop the nigga from bullying.
Cause more bullying.
Yo, so I just said, no, I'm taking it on my own, and I fought back.
That's weird. I never
Never
went
got
back to
bullied
my mom.
again.
I never told my mom nothing when it comes to that.
Yo.
I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just handle it.
I
got
think
a
y'all
question.
thinking of bullying just physically. Like my bullying, it
could be
came.
mental.
It was verbally.
Yeah, it could be verbal.
You know what I'm
mental.
saying? Like nobody was physically
I had
like,
that too.
beating me up. It was more
Oh, well,
verbal
that for
because
me,
I'm
neither.
not.
Nobody
I've never
beat me
been
up.
good. Like when I moved from Detroit to New York. In New York, you got to be
Yeah.
good with snapping and
Yeah.
joking. I was never good at that. So I would just get mad.
I could tell.
And then it was like, damn, let me not say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be like, yeah, I heard of it. I got better at it. You see?
Facts.
But I never was good at it. So I was like, it had turned into anger. Like, all right, it did. After I'm like, all right, nigga, I'm gonna punch you in your mouth.
I was the same way,
so,
bro.
like-
Maybe that's why I got bullied because I was sensitive.
I didn't know how
I
to
still think
handle
I
that
am.
shit.
So I am.
So-
There you go.
Yeah, I am.
Right.
We all
Nigga, you need to self-reflect too, motherfucker.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all still know those bullies? And if y'all see those bullies, that people that bullied you, do y'all still to this day feel away about them niggas?
I don't remember.
I probably-
Feel
I
away
wasn't
about
that-
them.
I exaggerate. I didn't get bullied OD,
No, I'm
but
not
I don't.
talking about, like,
I don't
yeah.
remember nobody. Who
It doesn't have to be
bullied
Yeah,
OD.
I remember getting in a, and this is around the time like 18, 19, getting a big ass fight when I first started promoting, and I'm like, you know how promoters do. You promote outside. Well, the old school way is footwork.
Flyers, yeah.
Yeah, so you got flyers. You promoting outside of the club, and I didn't get bullied, but I'm promoting outside the club,
Sun juice, huh?
and then you could probably
Yeah,
say that
yeah.
just a little bit. So you promoting outside the club. You give out a flyer. So I'm just giving out my flyer to everybody, and then some dude looked at the flyer, smacked it out my head.
Oh, nah.
So, yo, I swear to God,
That's
we squared up. Like, I was like, like, quick, squared up. And it's me and my man, Marv. Yo, a whole swarm of Cambria Heights niggas just jumped me and Marv. To this day, like, now, the dude that did that, we're mad cool now. Like, it's weird. Every time I see him, he's like, yo, son, we were so young and dumb that, like, even to this day, he like, every time he sees me, he buys me a drink, like, which is weird, because it's just like, yo, I would have thought I would have been still tight to this day, and it's just like you grow up.
Yeah.
Life
With
was
me, the
mysterious.
people that was doing that, me, I took it as bullying because I was
Yeah,
I was
you
the
felt
victim
bullied.
of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I realized that was just New York, and I wasn't used to it. So like, it wasn't nothing personal. Like I didn't hate the people. I grew into it, and then I was like, all right, nah, on my toes now.
Nah, I hear
Yeah.
Look at your hairline, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember when I was in excuse me, when I was in junior high school.
Shut up,
You
nigga. Your hairline going too, nigga.
What? That was OD.
Nah, that's what that laugh was about. He's talking about somebody's hairline. He bald.
What you talking about? I'm lost.
Nah. He's
sensitive.
He's
still sensitive.
I got the jokes
It
now.
touched him.
Now
It
let's
touched
stop.
Yo, you remember back in junior high when they had the vending machines and you used to go get your fruit roll-ups? And
I already see how the story's gonna go.
Yo, I was a big, like, I used to love Rice Krispie treats. I still do. I still love Rice Krispie treats.
That is you're right.
So nah. So let me tell you. So I used to be like, once I come in, I go straight. Like, you know, people be at the lunch line, but it'd be so long. I'm like, let me just get a little snack, just to wait until
Kill the time.
kill the time. So there's this one dude. I still remember his name is Tyshawn. Still remember homie name.
They could be
What's his
remembering
name,
names.
son? What's his name, son?
His name is Tyshawn. So I remember he used to see me in a vending machine all the time. So I didn't know you by then. I didn't know you before that. I used to, like, every time he saw me, like, he saw I had mad quarters. Like, yo, let me get a quarter. I'm like, all right. Tomorrow, let me get a quarter. All right. Tomorrow, let me get a quarter. I'm like, all right, shit. I'm like, now I'm going home. I'm tired. I'm like, yo, why does this thing keep asking for money? But then again, I'm always the first one at the vending machine, so it all started making sense. So one day I was like, you know what? I went to school that day. I'm like, I'm not giving him a quarter. So he asked me. I'm like, I ain't got it. So now I'm testing to see what he's gonna do. He's like, yo, you got it. Stop lying. I'm like, I ain't got it. I know I had it. So let me tell you. So now what he tried to do, he tried to go in my pocket. He tried to go in my pocket.
No.
So now I took his hand and I held it, and he's trying to get off. So I'm like, yo, I told you I ain't got it. Right after that day, he every time he saw me, he just walked by. He just keep walking by, and I'm buying my Rice Krispies, and he never said nothing. So it just made me learn, like, you have to stand your ground, bro, because they're gonna keep doing the same shit.
You haven't played that game.
But like, straight,
Yo, man, fuck that. Next time we see Tyshawn, they're gonna give you $1.50, my nigga. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, you haven't played that game in high school when niggas
my
about to
God.
eat his food? You like, you don't want that.
Oh,
Sit out his
Bro,
head.
that's a fight. That's a fight. That's a fight. That's a fight.
I never used to play
That's a
that
fight.
game.
That's a fight.
Yo, 'cause niggas
nah,
be
man.
like,
Tyshawn owe you a couple quarters, bro.
Facts.
I can
owe you
take
a couple
jokes
quarters,
all day
bro.
long.
Smack
Take
that
jokes
food out
all
your
day
hand.
long. You smack my food out my
Nah,
hand?
food is disrespect.
That's
Food is
OG.
disrespect.
That's a fight.
Yo,
That's a fight.
Niggas with dead ass look at that shit hit the floor like, oh.
Damn.
We played snatches. We did play snatches.
Yeah.
We played snatches, and I don't think we play open neck.
What?
Like, when niggas be like
this?
sitting down and then,
Oh, yeah. Everybody.
oh,
It used to be
shit.
worse.
Nigga,
Nah, niggas used to play Give Me a Gill.
I'm about to say,
something
but
dumb,
Brooklyn and
like,
Queens,
give me
Brooklyn
a
and
gill.
Queens is Gil, nigga. Give me mines, nigga. Give me
Why
mine.
you making it a borough thing?
It is a Brooklyn Queens
and
thing,
Queens.
bro. Like niggas
remember-
used to
Gill
play that.
was
Give me
New
Gills.
York
Nah, I
wide,
remember,
bro. Like everybody in New
Y'all
York
had
played
those,
that.
I guess. Yeah, y'all older. But we played open chess.
Oh, that shit is annoying.
We don't play those games. Niggas just did
Niggas
it.
be
Like,
like,
ooh,
boom.
Yeah, open chest. You gotta,
Niggas
protect the
gotta
chest.
block that shit.
You gotta protect the chest.
Nah, you punched me in the chest with fighting.
I mean, we all
I'm not
did
gonna
it.
know how to take that. Like,
we all did it.
open chest, open face.
I guess, but that's what we did.
That's crazy.
Nah,
That niggas went too far.
definitely from the bullying aspect, it was different.
But are those
Different growing
things
up.
signs of bullying, or is it just fun? Because to us,
No, that's
No, I mean,
Is
there's
that
bullying.
bullying?
There's bullying leads to people being depressed. Like me, I never been bullied, but I had stints where I was depressed. You know what I mean? So
you never felt bullied at all.
never. I was, I don't know. Maybe my psyche. I always felt like nobody gonna get one up on me. So I'm like, yo, I always had that mindset. You could beat me up 20 times. Next time you see me, you better catch me because it's on sight every time I see you. I don't know. I was
bullied,
on some
Rob?
crazy Haitian, I guess.
You ever been bullied?
Oh yeah, definitely. Growing up in Shadyville was not easy, bro. I think to me basketball was like my savior, because I played ball like all day, like winter, all day. Like I ended up playing ball with like niggas that was like in their 20s and shit like that, playing in tournaments with niggas that was in their 20s. Like when I was younger, I was playing ball like all the time. That's what everybody knew me for, whatever. So that kind of got me in the good graces. With
everybody was cool with
niggas
everybody.
that was older
that's
older
true.
than me
That's
and
true.
shit like that. I remember
Sports really do that. Yeah.
I remember this one time because I always used to ride my bikes. That's when bikes was popping and shit. So I rode my bike, whatever. I rode my bike to 34, playing ball or whatever. And there was this fucking corny nigga that just never fucking, he never did nothing. All he did was like be grimy and just do grimy shit all day. So I rode my bike, whatever. I rode it to the 34. I'm playing ball now and shit. So I'm not watching my shit. So now I'm playing ball, game over. Now I'm looking for my bike. So I'm like, fuck, yo. Well, and I'm young. I'm a little nigga. I probably was like maybe 12 or some shit like that. So I'm looking for my bike. Yo, I can't find my bike. Da-da-da. So I'm in my feelings. Now I'm crying and shit. Like, yo, I can't find my bike. So bike never turned up or whatever. I told a few niggas. And everybody like, yo, they don't know where my bike is. They don't know where my bike is. But I used to get babysitted. Like, she was like a big babysitter in the neighborhood. Like, all the little kids went to her or whatever. And her son was like a well-known figure in the neighborhood. His name was Lakeith. He was like well-known in the neighborhood or whatever. And he also, next door was this nigga that named Ace. He still lives in the hood or whatever. So they, always saw me or whatever. So I told them niggas, I'm like, yo, I can't find my bike, whatever. So now next day I'm going to the park, no bike, whatever. And I see this nigga Lakeith riding my bike into the park, like, yo, here's your fucking bike and shit like that. Yo, now when I see this, when I see the nigga every time just walk by me, nigga never say nothing. Bike could just sit there all day on the touch and shit like that. So I'm like, yeah, nigga, trying to take my shit again and shit like that. But yeah,
that's fire.
Fucking growing up in the hood was not fucking easy, man. But I feel like if I ain't have ball, I don't know. It was either being a gang or fucking just be one of the herb niggas, and that was basically it. So if you didn't have sports or something else that could get you out of the neighborhood, it was done.
Or a good family name.
Yeah, good
you know
family
what I'm saying?
name.
Because like if people don't know your lineage, growing up in the hood, you got to earn your own, and you better hope you earn your own, because you could fight as many people as you want. You still gonna be tested, bro. You're not exempt from. You can have 1,000 fist fights. They're gonna look at you like, you beat him up, beat me up.
After those 1,000 fist fights, your name is gonna be like, nah, he gives it up.
It'd be known you fight.
That's
but
a fact.
After a while, you gonna have to fight a nigga.
If you fighting and you beating everybody, your name is like, nah, don't even fight.
That's how jail works.
Yeah, but you gotta hope you win.
Obviously, even when you lose,
he gives it up. He gives it up. Like, he's not afraid.
Yeah.
Bruh.
That's all it is.
That's another thing, because a lot of bullies is pussy. So it's like they have no other way of, I don't know, making friends. I don't know what the hell's wrong.
Even like what you said with the lineage, I feel like sometimes that could do you a disservice, because it's like, yo,
if your parents or somebody is a rat,
not even a rat. Like, yo, if all your like your families is gangsters or whatever like that, or thugs, or everybody know how to fight
for somebody else.
Everybody gonna look at you, and then they gonna be like, yo, they gonna see you tough. I know your brothers are tough, but is you tough?
That'd be dumb. Bro.
Is you tough, nigga?
Like, nah, trust me. Trust me.
I ain't saying it don't happen.
Tested.
I'm just saying it's dumb to do that, because if you know my brother's a killer, why would you fuck with the little brother that ain't trying to be about that life?
Well, there's always situations people who try to test you.
Facts.
How do you guys feel like that can be cured when it comes to like parents? Like, how can you instill in your child? How can you prepare your child for this kind of lifestyle of not being bullied, or not reacting certain ways when certain things happen to them and stuff like that? What are some of the things you think you can instill in your child to make them prepared and be ready for situations like this?
I feel like it's just talking to them, see where their head is at, really. See, let them know it's like they're not the only person going through it, because that's another thing that really causes, like, especially like bullying leading to depression, is because you feel like you can't talk to nobody, or nobody else went through it.
How do you make it easier for your kid to feel comfortable? Some kids don't feel comfortable coming to. They just got into a little altercation or whatever. They don't feel comfortable coming to my mom like, yo, I just got my ass whipped and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes, like I said, sometimes just talking, like, just to talk to them, because like, yo, you got your ass whooped, they probably embarrassed or whatever like that. You could be like, yo, you're not gonna win all of them. There was times when I was your age, I got my ass whooped too.
But Rel, that's what Rel's saying. Like, if they don't even tell you that happened,
but come on, you're gonna know when your kid got their ass whooped. Trust me, you're gonna know if it's really that bad.
No, but not if it's visual. But if it's verbal, like if it's teasing on Facebook or something like that, I think that's actually worse.
Yeah. Now,
With the
like I said, with social
shit,
media.
I think that's worse than actually getting
But, I
physically beat. Like,
but
you know what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
like it's your job as a parent to be nosy. Like, you're supposed to know what's going on with your child anyway. You know what I mean? Of course, they're not gonna tell you everything, but it's your job to find out. You got to keep
finding that.
You got to find that door. You know what I mean? You got to.
Honestly, I don't think there's no way around it. I don't think you can like help in any way. Like,
it's no like real solution, but
Yeah.
the most you like he said, the most you can do is like instill as much information in their mind to prepare them for the world.
and let them know
We
you
spoke
always
about this
there.
already.
Yeah, talking, and if you feel like, you know what I mean, maybe not. I'm not saying you do this just so they could defend themselves, but like, yo, put them in karate or boxing class or something like that, or you know what I mean. Get them in the sword.
That's an option.
Some type of self-defense course.
Yeah,
right?
but it's not just to teach them how to fight or whatever. It teach them like discipline and how to carry themselves. You know what I mean?
Ain't gonna lie, my
And
hood,
give them
if
confidence.
you went to karate or did that,
You like a
got
cork.
bullied.
Yeah, but guess
Yeah,
what?
'cause you like a cork. Like
Yeah,
who
you a
does
cork.
karate, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that karate ain't work, did it?
Yeah, you a
Like,
cork, but if they flip your ass a couple times, you're gonna be like, all right, damn, I'm gonna chill.
They give you a roundhouse kick. You
Yeah,
be like,
yeah,
"Oh."
one kick to the jaw, you gonna chill.
they ain't teaching that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, they was. I went to karate and I just say I'm
Nigga, that shit that help when you slap that fly out your hand.
Oh shit! Where was your Bruce Lee kick there?
Use that roundhouse, knock that nigga out. That's what I'm saying. Like karate and
Nigga
shit.
said,
like,
what was your Bruce Lee kick right there?
What are y'all talking about?
when you said you felt like you low key got
he
something
knows.
by the dude.
Definitely knows,
He's a flyer, nigga. That's what the hell.
got time to
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know. You know.
I heard fly. I heard when he slapped that. I'm like fly.
I said it southern. I said fly.
Fly.
Yeah, I said
That's that fly out your hand.
Nah, that shit's too funny though. son.
I just fuck with you though, man. But
Yeah, like instead of me, you go ahead and lock yourself in a room, and me not knowing why you're locking yourself in a room. That's where it all stemmed up from. So I feel like it goes back to what you just said, talking to them. But before you even able to talk to them, you got to build that connection.
Yeah.
So that's
And
what I just
you
want
gotta
to
be
say.
relatable to them. Like, let them know that you went through the same thing, but look at you now.
I do that all the time.
You know what I mean?
But see, you
I do
said
that
you
all
never
the
been
time.
bullied. So how could you?
But I can empathize with it though. I know people who got bullied, and I know people got bullied and became successful. I know people, you know what I mean? I know. So there's certain things. Don't make them feel alone. That's one thing. Like that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I was just saying, like lock themselves in the room and you're not knowing.
But just because I never been bullied don't mean I never felt that I was alone. You know what I mean? I dealt certain things alone.
I never heard y'all comment on y'all ever been in a state of depression before? If so, how you got out of that moment?
Yeah, I've been in a state of depression. I feel like I've been depressed a couple of times, but not too much. And how do I push through depression? I literally tell myself like, yo, bro, you can either sit here sulk, and let this cloud of downness and like just doubt and just failure cloud your judgment and just cloud your life, or do something about it. You really literally only have two options. Either I let this shit eat me alive until there's nothing left to do, or you get to the point where your back is against the wall and you just got to push forward. And I told myself, I'm like, yo, you pick between the two. You know how the depression feels. If you don't like it, then you need to change it. And I just kept instilling that thought process in my mind. Like, yo, bro, whatever you don't like that's going on in your life, you do what you need to do to change it. And I guess I know it sounds easier than done, but that worked for me. That's it.
I was gonna say, based on what Darren had mentioned a couple of episodes ago, it's like I tend to get into like some type of depression when I feel like I'm not doing as much as I should be doing. And it's like, when you're passionate about what you want to do, and sometimes it's like when you really feel that you could do so much more, or you can be so much better, but for some reason it's like everything you're trying is kind of like not working, or maybe not working at that time for you. It's like you really start to feel like, damn, son, like, how much harder do I have to go? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for me, I'm gonna speak for me in regards to like when it comes to me DJing. Like, I like my thing is I like to stay consistent. That's what Darren be saying sometimes. Like, you want to stay consistent. So it's like sometimes when you feel like there's like a gap where it's like, okay, what I should be doing something now, or I should be elevating at some point, and it's like you feel like you're still in slow motion. So I feel like for me, sometimes it's like I really have to kind of like sit back. You have to understand, not everybody's time. Dane-Ja always say this. Not everybody's time at the same time. You know,
your time is your time,
exactly.
bro.
So I just feel like for me, it's like I really used to think like, damn, what else do I need to do? But sometimes like, yo, if you start to go in that mode, it's like you really feel like you're in a competition where you really start making yourself go crazy because you're in your mind. You're thinking that you're competing to get somewhere, and it's all in you because you feel that way.
Your chapter 2 was somebody else's chapter 15.
Exactly.
Can't compare.
So that's why it's like for me, I really tend to kind of like really just, all right, relax. You know, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, just pace yourself. So
patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
They say steady pace wins the race.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's it.
It makes sense.
So that was like for me, and when it comes to like depression. As far as like me feeling like I should be progressing more.
Actually, I'm curious to hear all your answers to this.
Quicks, you was ever depressed before? And if so, how you got out of it?
Sometimes I personally wouldn't know, I don't know if I was depressed. I just felt like I'm stagnant, and I just need, just like what you were saying, like I just need to. I want to elevate, but something isn't working for me right now, and I need. How do I need to change that?
Like I don't know about you.
All right, let's try to answer it to see if we got the depressed definition correct. What are symptoms of depression, like besides sadness?
Lack of motivation. It could be sadness.
Okay.
It could be, a multitude of things. Like I could give you an example of when I'm depressed, I don't have the urge to do things that I get enjoyment out of.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm depressed, I'm not going to want to go play basketball. If I'm depressed, I'm going to do bad in school. If I'm depressed, I'm going to want to stay home all day. You know what I'm saying? Like these are things that happen with me,
right.
and that happens.
Those are
that's why I brought it is, but that's why I brought it up. Did you experience those things? You don't want to eat. That's another thing. You don't want to eat. You don't want to go outside. You don't want to socialize. You don't want to talk to nobody. You just want to sit, dwell, and just
nothing makes you happy.
You're good.
I don't think I've had those types.
I've definitely experienced that.
I have that happen. Honestly, like at least once a week, my nigga.
You ever cried?
Because
I've cried. I've cried.
Yo, those cries are needed, bro.
I've cried, bro.
Like when you cry, it's like a bubble that you pop that you holding in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And you feel the difference.
I'm not a crier.
That's the only.
I know, man.
I want.
Nobody can.
I be wanting to cry.
You be wanting to cry,
I want to cry, but I can't.
I can't.
You know me better than most of the people. Have you ever seen me in a depressed state?
I don't know. I can't remember seeing you in a depressed state to where it's like extremely noticeable. Nah.
Yeah, people can hide the depression. I hid my depression at a time.
No, that's the thing. I don't know if I've ever.
Maybe
been
you don't display it.
Yeah,
in that way. Maybe you display it in another way.
Have you ever seen me depressed or anything like that? I don't know. I gotta ask outside people.
Nah, you ice, bro.
Yeah, but you know what?
I mean, I wouldn't put it
mean,
past.
I've seen when something bothered you to a point where you call me and say, listen, I need to talk to you about something.
Well, you know the story. I never really spoke about it like that. Well, you know what? Like, I'll talk about it because maybe I'll help somebody. Fuck it. There was a time I was depressed. I was really depressed to a point where I never thought that'll happen, but I had, like, thoughts of suicide, like killing myself.
Wow. And you never told me that?
Yeah, like I said, I never spoke. I never told. First time I ever told somebody was actually I told Darren.
You just told me the other day.
Like a couple of days ago.
But that's because we was
chopping up for a minute. And
what was the cause of that, if you don't mind saying?
Yo, it's like it was like a multitude of things, bro. And it's crazy because at that time, it's like it was like everything was going right, but something happened that really changed. Like something happened to a point where, you know what? I'm not even gonna be generic about it. Well. Me and I used to fuck with this girl, right? Mm-hmm. I used to fuck with this chick. We got along or whatever. I really liked her or whatever like that. It was to a point where we fell for each other. Mm-hmm. We started talking and everything like that. But, you know, I'm not going to lie. I was young. I'm still young, but I'm just saying I was younger than this. You know, nigga's going to be a nigga. So, you know, I fucked up. I fucked up the situation to a point where we just stopped. We cut ties, kind of cut ties and everything like that. So, you know, regular being a nigga or whatever like that. I didn't care. I didn't think nothing of it or whatever. A year or two passed or whatever like that. So we got back together, in contact with each other or whatever like that. So I think at that time she actually found a good guy and then she got pregnant. she got pregnant or whatever like that. So she said she got pregnant and everything. We catching up and everything like that. So we started chopping it up. I said congratulations and everything, and then I was like, oh, that's
It bothered
great.
you?
No, it didn't until something she said that turned my whole life around. She actually said about it when we was going through our back and forth, and when we finally stopped talking to each other, she was actually pregnant. She was actually pregnant with my child, but she chose to have an abortion without even telling me. So it was like, that fucked me up. And everybody knows, you know what I mean? I'm not big on, I always thought I'd never have a kid and everything like that. So it kind of like spin my whole world around. And that's around the time, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, nothing was bothering me. It was actually a good point in my life. I was doing things right. I had money. I was like, everything was going right, but that fucked me up. So I'm like, I tried everything. I tried not to think of it, but that shit always is back in my head. So, I try to do everything to try to get it. I try to smoke. I try to smoke a little more. I tried to,
I don't think that's something that
like,
you ever
like,
try to forget.
You know what I mean? I was more promiscuous, you could say.
So I don't think that's something you could erase.
Yeah.
That's why people use smoking and pills as
but
like coping mechanisms.
But
like
it fucked
escape.
my head. It fucked with my head to a point where I was just like, and mind you, it's like I felt like I couldn't really talk to nobody about it because it's like it's like number one that happened a while ago, and like and nigga like me, I feel like why is it bothering me because it's like it happened already. So it's like I'm dwelling on the past. Like I should be focused on the future. So I was just angry at myself too. I'm like, yo, why is it bothering me so much? But you start thinking about, damn, if I had a kid, what would it have been? You start thinking about stuff like that, and it was just bothering me, and I couldn't really talk to nobody like that. Even my best friends, but like even my good friends, we don't talk about shit like that. You know what I mean? We talk about nigga shit. You know what I mean?
But do you think this is a big part of the reason why you view relationships the way you do?
Possibly, like I said, everything in life, everything I ever went through, affect me in some type of way. Like you remember how we was talking about at the crib, like at your crib, like I don't know, like I feel like when I start looking back at certain things, like people say I'm this and that, I could literally pinpoint to something that happened in that caused it. You know,
I could have told you that too.
Yeah,
but
you had this kind of attitude, like I am who I am. Like you can't tell me I'm this way for whatever reason. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but there's positives and negatives.
Why I say that? Because I can apply that to myself too. Like I have a certain attitude, I have a certain aura, and I'm like, yo, at some point I don't remember being like this. Something happened or somebody did to me or I did to myself to where it shifted that gives me the mentality that I have now. And that's why I would look at some of your mannerisms and some of the things that you say, and I'm like,
I can remember now the first time.
Yeah, but Eddie, like, let me just finish the story anyway.
See,
so
June opened up the gate.
Yeah.
Nah, it's like
It's
you know,
needed,
like I
it's
said,
needed.
sometimes it takes somebody's story to make you like, you know what I mean, like
open up.
Yeah, not just to open
I'm
up.
glad
but,
you
like,
shared
it could help.
this.
Yeah, it could help somebody. That's why, because I'm like I said, the only person I spoke to about it was Darren. Like I remember there was a time I'm like, nah, I can't be. So maybe I felt like I couldn't control it. And everybody knows me. I feel like when I feel like I can't control stuff, like I get a little antsy, I get anxiety, stuff like that. So I'm like, and I just got mad at myself. Like I shouldn't be feeling this way. Like I'm up. I'm like I'm good. My mom's straight. Everybody around me healthy. Everybody good. So I'm like, yo, why do I feel this way? So I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's my environment. Let me try to get out this environment. So you know what? Guess what I did? I went on vacation. I spent bread or whatever like that. I took a friend to a vacation. I thought that I could confide in or whatever like that. But
Just not to cut you off, but that's because what you're saying is a big fact because it goes to show even with like the Mac Millers and all these situations, you can have filthy money. You can have everything around you could be good. It could be one thing that blacks your whole world, bro.
Yeah.
That can kill you. That can devastate everything.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter about
It don't matter
money.
how
It
you
doesn't
are.
how happy your life looks on the outside, how much bread you got, and how much women you have. It could be one thing that totally breaks your heart apart, and it will destroy your whole life.
That's
Yeah.
why, like, when you said, like, when I was like, oh, you depressed, you da-da-da, and you was like, oh, that's little. To you,
yeah.
Everybody different. Like, so that
No,
situation
but
to
I'm
you
just saying
was
that
like,
the depression you were saying, it's just like it wasn't generic, but it's like something that people go on a daily basis. Like you could be depressed, like you said, you just didn't want to play ball that day. It'll change your mood. But this one lingered for me. This lingered for like a couple months and everything to a point where I felt like I had to do drastic things to try to get out that shit, try to shake it off.
Yeah.
And like to a point, go back to the stories. Like I said, I went on vacation. So I went on vacation, went to the most beautifulest island and everything. Beautiful people, beautiful. Like I'm opening the window. I'm looking at the window. I'm seeing the water. I'm seeing everything. Perfect, good people, smiling, everything. And I remember one day I was just at the beach, and I'm like sitting there dolly. I'm like, yo, why am I not happy? Like people would die to be in a position I'm in right now. Why I'm not happy? So I just thought about it, and I'm crazy. It's crazy because I always had this mindset. Like I always feel like suicide was always the most cowardice way out. Like I felt like
I still feel that way.
Like, you know what I mean? But then you start to look at it like
you
don't know.
Make sense to yourself.
Yeah, but that too. But like you don't fully understand other people's situations. So it's like I said, I didn't really fully understand it.
I understand, but I don't ever think I will feel where that route is justifiable. So, like, once again, I understand everybody. I mean, what you do is what you do, but that'll never be an okay excuse for me. That's just
I
Makes
agree
sense.
with you. I
But
agree
you can't
with you.
blame somebody like
that's
Bobby Brown.
That's the point. That's the point
What
I'm
if
trying
he,
to make.
like, after losing his parents, then his daughter, then his wife?
understandable, but I'm still
Like-
gonna feel the way I feel.
No, I ain't trying to convince you to otherwise,
All
bro.
right.
I'm just saying, like, some people go through shit that's so dramatic. It's like, I don't have nobody left. Why?
Not even just not having nobody else. You feel like you don't have no purpose. Like, why the fuck you here? You know what I mean? So I
But
can
is that-
understand that. That wasn't mine. No, that wasn't mine.
I was about to ask
No,
you,
that
is
wasn't
that-
mine. But I'm just saying, I'm just looking at through other people who suffer through like thinking the same way, like or thoughts of suicide. You got to put yourself in a position. Maybe they feel like nobody loves them.
Yeah,
Maybe they
everybody
feel
ain't that
like
strong, bro.
yeah. Maybe they feel like nobody loves them. Maybe they feel like if they died in a funeral, you know, that's a scary feeling. Like a lot of people feel. Like people feel like if they die, nobody will be at their funeral. Like nothing you did in this world mattered. You know what I mean? You spent all this time in this world, and it affect nothing. You had no effect in this world.
You've ever felt that way?
I mean, I had certain.
You really
certain,
feel with the people
what?
that you know, when you pass away, you're gonna have like 5
But
people
hence,
at your funeral.
hence what I'm saying. Like sometimes when you're alone, sometimes you feel alone. You're in that box by yourself. It's all you know is you. Like what Scarface said in Mind Playing Tricks. Like he started the song. He said, "I'm in a room. I'm in a 4-corner room, staring at candles. Like this is how you feel. Like you're in a box. Like and nobody understands. Nobody gets it.
Maybe you just haven't gotten to that level of depression.
Maybe, but
I guess so. Because
You know what I
I mean, like I said, I understand it, but I just the suicide route. It's not necessary. You don't have to do it.
yeah,
It's always a way out. That's why.
Oh, yeah, we definitely not promoting that.
Yeah,
But
it's always a way
it's
out.
normal
but-
to have that thought when you're going through certain pressures in life, man.
But what kind of stopped me was it's like I said, I just started walking to the water, walking, and I was like, you know what? One thing I stopped is I thought about my moms. I was like, if anybody loves me, it's my mother. And I'm like, yo, she already lost one child. What do I look like being selfish as making her lose another
That
one?
would be a domino effect. And the
So,
last thing we need is
that's
for
why I
her
was
to
like,
have that same.
After
you know,
I think after that, like that was rock bottom for me. And I felt like after that, like
never again.
yeah,
right?
because I'm like, yo, if anybody will love me or anybody will miss me, it'll be my mom's, and I'll never in my life.
and everybody on this
Picture her
podcast.
doing that.
But I say,
Let our quicks get in on his point. I know.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Nah,
I
I'm
was-
stressed. That was it.
I was saying, I remember a time that I really did feel like depressed, and honestly, it came when I was 16. Like when you like somebody, like you don't really realize like how much you like somebody until that person doesn't like you anymore. And then, like I remember, like I had a girlfriend, this little girl I really liked, and she just stopped liking me. I'm just like, I don't know what the hell just happened. She just stopped liking me. Calling her, and this is when we had house phones, so it was just like you trying to be respectful,
yeah.
but you like fuck that. I don't care. It's
12 o'clock or not,
It's
nigga.
11:30. I'm still like, why you
Fuck,
not picking
nigga.
up the phone?
So that Jack.
You
And
hear,
then-
the, hear the mom pick up. Hello, I'm like, is Shakina there? I'm like, boy, you don't see what time it is?
Yeah, it's a fact.
I'm like, yeah, but mom, this is important. Can you put her on the phone, please?
And then you just after a while you're like, yo, you like she really don't want to talk to me. I'm like, what the hell did I do? Like, especially when you felt like you did nothing in the world. I understand how a lot of people have they guard their hearts. Like a lot of people I come in contact with, they always like, oh, I don't do too much because I don't want to get my heart broken or whatever. It's the first time I ever got my heart broken. To that day, like I felt very depressed around that time. At that time you young, dumb, so maybe like it wasn't necessary. But I felt depressed around that time. So I think that day on, I was like, I'm never ever going to feel like this again. So you'll grow up just to being a certain way. Like, no, you're not going to catch my heart like that again.
Yeah.
So
I
like
feel you.
that might have caught me even to like the way I act today. It's like, yo, you act a certain way because you got your heart broken at a really young age.
Anytime you get
All
your
that
heart,
shit is traumatic,
you never forget the things that hurt you.
That shit traumatizes you, and it changes your way of life after that moment. That's the definition of trauma.
And it changes the way you
know
see
what I'm saying?
things. It changes the way you see things.
Yeah, you look at certain shit, like anything that reminds you of that situation, you stay far away from it. Like
that's why there's a lot of scorned women and men walking this earth.
Yeah. What about you, Ro?
No. Keep it pushing.
Oh. Yeah, we keep this thing moving to our final segment, which is Pop or Flizz. We're going to start it off on the right side. Don Q album, Don Q Season 2. How you feel about it, Hypa?
Good money. Pop.
Fire. I'm a fan of Don Q. Pop.
It's a pop.
It's a plot for me. I'm on both sides. So.
Why is it a plot? You gotta.
What's that? Where you pass and flop?
You gotta elaborate on that one. What's a plot?
Oh, a pop and flop. Oh, plop.
Pop and flop. It's in the middle. I like a few songs. I don't like a few songs. It's not all the way fire.
He said it before though. I don't think he's too much. He's
so you just gave it a safe 7.
Yeah. So put it like this: Would you refer it to somebody?
I say listen to it. I ain't going hard though.
No, he's saying would you tell somebody else to go listen to it?
That's what I said. I said listen to it, but I wouldn't endorse it. No.
Not like
I like his
not
pop.
like Black, right?
No, not like Black.
It's a pop for me.
I ain't here yet.
All right, moving on. Eminem Kamikaze album. How you feel about it, right side?
Pop.
I said earlier, 9 out of 13 songs. That's a pop.
Pop.
I'm gonna give it a pop.
I guess pop.
Pop.
I guess.
All right. MGK Rap Devil Diss back at Eminem. How you feel about it on the right side?
Nah, that sure is lit. That sure is lit. Definitely lit.
I always knew MGK could rap, but that boy went hammer. Eminem, you got some problems on your hands.
Explaining to do.
Explaining to do, Lucy.
I said pop.
Pop.
Super pop.
He said super pop.
Ridiculously pop. So homie impressed me.
Facts.
Yeah, that's definitely a pop.
All right, moving on. Oldie but goodie track. A lot of people been talking about this track. A lot of us been talking about this track.
Keep coming. Keep popping back up.
The Die Young track right now by Robbie Rich. A lot of people like this track. How you feel about it?
Roddy Rich.
Rich, my bad.
It's definitely catchy. Definitely catchy. The first time I heard it, I was like, oh, this shit sound cool. And then the more I kept hearing it, I was like, nah, this shit's official. I like his flow and everything. So that's a pop.
Flop.
Oh, you don't like
Yep.
that? It's a pop for me.
I'm good.
Super pop.
It's a pop for me. I remember the first time I heard, I put it straight in the chat.
Nah, that's a pop.
Yeah, that one's
After he said that shot the part, I'm good.
The shot.
That's what
Such
did
a
it for
fucking
you?
Jamaican, yo.
I don't really even like that part like that either.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the shot part. Gotcha.
Kanye West don't know how real this is, but he posted Watch Your Throne album #2 coming soon. Yeah,
he did.
On his Twitter. How you feel about that? You
Do
hype
Jay-Z
about that?
know? No comment. Do Jay-Z know?
No comment. He said no comment.
I ain't know nothing about that until right now, so I can't even speak.
Yeah, I can't either.
I ain't know
didn't hear
nothing about it
that
either. I wasn't even checking for him.
I'm excited if it is a part 2.
I'm not.
I actually am.
If it's true,
Wait,
it's a
if
pop
Jay Z on it, yeah. But
Obviously, it's not gonna be.
It better not.
he said if Jay Z on it, it's a possibility because you know how this nigga Kanye moving. Nigga be doing his own
I'm
thing.
good. I'm
He
good.
can't
Love
make a
if
watch.
it's not,
Yeah,
if Jay Z not on.
he can't make a Watch the Throne without Jay. That's
Without
crazy.
Jay.
Okay,
If
he
it's
can make
true,
he can
it's
make
a
Throne or just watch the or just the.
He should just
Or watch.
kill the whole shit if he's not gonna have Jay on it.
If it's true, it's a pop for me.
I doubt it. You can't do it without Jay. Well, I'm not checking for it, but if it comes, it comes. I don't care.
I'll listen to it if it's. I don't care if Jay on it or not. I'll listen to it. Watch Stone too because I'm just curious now. Like he got my attention. It's weird, but he got my attention.
I guess.
Big facts. We want to let y'all definitely know about our Ali Similar podcast playlist that we have going on right now.
Yeah.
Yes, the OSP
Playlist of the week.
on our Facebook page. You can go there, click it, listen to all the tracks that we have on there.
Yeah, we all picked a track. We all picked 2 tracks off of it.
You can follow us on Spotify.
Yeah.
And y'all could try to guess who picked what songs.
Yeah, I'd rather
each
do
of
that.
us
I'd rather do that.
Each of us picked 2. So
That'd be dope.
figure it out. See if you could guess based on our personalities. See how
Sure,
well
you
know
sure?
us.
Nah, I'd rather just say
You want to say it?
My 2 tracks for the week was the Don Q Intervention joint And Jag,
Disregard what I just said, people.
and Jag.
Clearly.
And I like dude named Jag. He's from the West Coast.
Jag is dope.
Yeah, I like him, and he got a track with Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign always do shit to me that's always impressive. Name of the song is called "I'm the Shit." So when y'all get a chance, just check it out.
Oh, my 2 playlists, DJ Danger, Flip De Niro, Leave Me Alone. I'm pretty sure a couple of people heard that song
Heat
already.
rocker.
Song is hard. Young boy from Brooklyn. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's part of We the Best.
Haitian.
I like that song. He even said it on the track too. I ain't see.
Yeah.
That's one. And on Eminem's Kamikaze album, the song is called Venom. It's actually a song for the movie that's coming out. And those are my 2 picks. That was a little left, but check it out. I like it.
Yeah, my 2 picks was this is Darren. My 2 picks was Young Boy Never Broke Again. I can't remember the name of the song. It's featuring Kevin Gates and some other dude. And I actually picked that Kanye song with Lil Pump. I like that song.
I like that song
that
too.
song is fire.
That beat is crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song bump. I like that song a lot. Mine's was sick. I don't know why I keep saying 6, but mine's was Black, Switch, and my second one was It's Complicated by Wale.
Mine was June.
Mine's
was
June.
This is June.
Nah,
this is June.
Yeah.
This is June. My playlist picks were Annoyed with his new joint Del Cobra, which is fire.
Yeah.
And then I thought I'd put since he just passed recently, I put and he had a dope. Was it an EP or just a real good tape?
Which one?
Mac Miller joint.
What was the name of it?
2009. Well, is I can't remember the name of the mixtape right now.
The song was called 2009.
Yeah, the song's called 2009.
This is Ease. My 2 was Yes Indeed by Lil Baby.
You love that
Drake.
song.
I fucks with that song. And the second one was Sicko Mode by Travis Scott and Drake.
Drake fan.
The song that Darren was talking about for Young Boy Never Broke Again is I Am Who They Say I Am.
Yeah.
There it is, Ali Similar Podcast,
Yep,
episode number
yep.
22. You can go to those Instagrams, you can go to those Facebooks, some YouTubes, comment on us, man. Let us know what you feel about the podcast. Give us some topics. Let us know what y'all want to talk about. All that good stuff. My name is Rello, and to the right of me I have
DJ Hypa.
DJ Danger.
Darren.
Joan.
Ease. Yes indeed.
Out of here.
The Oddly Similar Podcast.